Hey everyone, in this video we're going to check in on the charts, see where we stand in the market. We had a dump in crypto to close the day. We have weakness in the financial and healthcare sectors, and tech earnings continue to try and be the bright spot for the bulls with a meta bullish reaction. We'll see if it's enough to hold things up or if further weekly consolidation is coming. So over the last couple of weeks, we had the tech sector consolidating and we had XLV and XLF going up, and the reason that SPY was continuing to grind higher. Now we have healthcare and the financial sector dropping into weekly consolidation, and it is the tech names in their response to earnings that are trying to hold the market up. So we're going to look at Meta's earnings reaction in just a moment, but first we can see the S&P 500, even with the bullish reaction after hours yesterday, rolled over, broke the low of yesterday today, and closed fairly weak. So we're looking down at next support level 401.76, and the weekly consolidation is now touching EMA 12 just about. So again, if we lose that level, that's when the retracement size becomes more significant, and that's something key that I'm keeping an eye on. Here's QQQ, double top at the high of yesterday. We failed resistance by 3 pennies and rejected pretty hard. The bears did a real good job defending that resistance. Nothing but downside into the close from that level. And now we can see we're up after hours with the Meta earnings reaction. If we look at the NASDAQ futures chart, I like this 4-hour time frame. We've got a downtrending support line to be keeping an eye on, and we've got a downtrending resistance line, and we're still within this range. So keeping an eye on this, and the bulls will have to break the double top tomorrow up at we'll call it 315 on QQQ. If that breaks, it'll be notable. We're currently about $1.20 under that level after hours. So it is potentially in play, but the bulls need to prove it to try and shape up a weekly higher low. So let's look at Meta after hours. Pretty notable bull reaction. We're trading up over 230, which means the weekly bull flag has confirmed. So Microsoft confirmed a weekly bull flag, and now Meta has. We have Amazon earnings tomorrow. We have the FOMC next week, next Wednesday. And the next resistance here, 236.86, is key on Meta because there is very little after that. But we can clearly say it's a bullish reaction. Google gave back its bullish earnings reaction and closed pretty flat. And Microsoft held those gains. Look at where we back tested on Microsoft. Our previous resistance was a triple top at 292, and the bulls breathed a sigh of relief when they bounced off of the 292s at the low of the day. And we had a nice rally from that point. But overall, Microsoft bulls holding their gains. Google gave them back. And now we'll see if Meta can hold the gains tomorrow. Semiconductors with a daily inside bar. Not much going on today. Trying to get a daily bounce going. And even if we do, we know there's a lot of space for a daily lower high to be the result of the next bounce. For SMH, anything under 254.55. And if we look at NVDA, double bottom at 262s. And anything under 281.10, well, I take that back. We're looking at 273.66, which we topped out at today. That's a key short-term resistance level as well. So watching to see how SMH breaks its inside bar tomorrow to see if it's able to get a daily bounce going or not. Starting to keep an eye out for a Tesla bounce, even though we closed real weak. We've got a daily stair-step drop with a lower high every day for 7 days. And we are in daily oversold conditions, but the hourly downtrend is our guide. And here we have another hourly lower high, 157.19. And after 153.21, we're further in the gap fill. There's a gap to fill down at 146.41. So that's the next target we're looking at if the bears keep this control. And again, it's just been full bear control over the last few days. We could see this morning pretty early on. Look at the size of that dump. But pretty early on that the Tesla bears were in full control. So again, I am scouting a monthly higher low on Tesla, but obviously no sign of that at this point. And we're just looking for an hourly trend change back to the bulls if we're going to see any kind of upside. Quick reminder, tomorrow, Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern, Lori is going to do a webinar talking about how to identify your edge as a trader, which is certainly very important. Sign up with the link in the comments of this video, and even if you can't make it, we will send you a recording. Healthcare, big time follow through. We were crushed on the morning. The 15-minute RSI was almost single digits. It was single digits. So hourly, 15-minute, 5-minute RSI all crushed on healthcare. Daily downtrend confirmed. Weekly consolidation. Again, we talked yesterday how this is the only sector that has not seen weekly consolidation start yet and acting as a laggard, really liking the clarity of this tightening range. And now we're going to scout a weekly higher low compared to 123.12 and watching to see what's the retracement size before that weekly higher low forms. Financial sector continuing to pull back. Next support is 32.07. Still seeing FRC, our regional bank, under fire. Still very weak. Tons of halts. Free fall. So again, that leads to uncertainty. KRE, the ETF for the regional banks, held on a bit better today, but the financial sector as a whole is continuing its drop. We've got a clear hourly downtrend guide, and the hourly EMA 12 has been resistance for the last 4 days. So the simple statement is bears have absolute full control in the financial sector as long as the hourly downtrend remains intact. Into the end of the day, things got spicy in crypto. I just did a crypto live stream, and of course, everything that I said goes out the window when you dump almost 10%. Now the bulls are working on a bounce attempt. But that led to these crypto names giving us quick daily lower highs potentially shaping up. Week close, a little bit of a bounce after hours, but we are scouting a daily lower high to be the most likely result of this bounce and potentially very quickly being set. And that's the case for Riot as well. And we know Coin is always the weakest name, and it's testing its recent lows, gap up into profit taking. Coin had an hourly RSI right up at 70 into the open. I was looking short on Coin first thing, but that 5-minute candle, I didn't even have a chance to get ready for that short before the bears ran away with it. But watching crypto names for potential daily lower highs if the lows of today break tomorrow. IWM following through with weakness. Only support here is down at the low, 167.46. And that's the lowest level in a couple of months. And there's not many sectors that are testing their lowest levels in a couple of months. But IWM is one of them. And again, that was looking for IWM to be a laggard, looking for growth names to be laggard bulls, and then recognizing, nope, that's not happening. And so the ARKK short, I'm now down to a half position, and we're approaching key weekly support of 34.81. We are up a bit after hours on the meta earnings reaction. But the hourly downtrend is my guide for the rest of my position. As long as we keep setting hourly lower highs, I'll stay in. But once we break them, I will exit. Still in the Baba bounce. Exited half of my remaining position pre-market in the 84s. And we'll exit the rest if 82 breaks. But inside bar, going to give the bulls a chance. They're not looking good. The only reason I'm not out of this trade is just because I keep scaling out. And at this point, the break even for the position size I have left is probably more in line with something like $78 or something. So comfortable in the sense that I'm not likely to lose on this trade, but also don't want to give back all the profit on that bounce from the end of the day yesterday. But week close, and bulls have work to do. Biotech sector, further consolidation. The weekly is now consolidating. We knew the lower high was the most likely scenario. Again, stair-step drop. And it's actually been stair-steps the whole way. We've got stair-steps up, stair-steps down, stair-steps up. And the bulls will have to hold 72.44 for a weekly higher low to form. We'll see if they're able to pull that off. The dollar defending the double bottom at the lows. So now it's essentially a triple bottom. But bulls are not going on offense, have to break 102.23 to prove anything to us. Broader market bears really want to see that happen. But the dollar has been in a clear 4-hour downtrend as well. The metals weakening a bit. So gold unable to break resistance of 19, make that 2013. We topped out, second top, and now a third top. And I may, if the dollar bulls start showing up, I'll probably just ditch the very small starter that I grabbed in case this was a weekly bull flag. But I'm going to wait on the dollar a bit. Silver, also seeing an inside bar, not much for the bulls going on there. Miners, gap up open into profit taking. Oil with a big follow-through move on the daily bear flag confirming. Weekly retracement at this point, now at about 50%. Still looking for the weekly high or low, but again, no sign of it. And now we're shaping up for a tightening weekly range. And natural gas, loss of daily support, so we're back in a daily downtrend. Need to make sure the futures chart is doing the same thing. Looks like we rolled over into a contract change. So that is screwing it up a bit. So I'm going to stick with Nat Gas USD. And we can also look at Boyle. Boyle is showing us it broke support. So Nat Gas USD doesn't deal with the contract rollovers, making things confusing. So daily lower high and lower low. Back in a daily downtrend. Haven't confirmed a monthly uptrend. Haven't confirmed a daily uptrend in 5 months. So just can't trust the bulls until we have a daily uptrend at a bare minimum. That's the criteria to even consider me trusting the bulls. And still struggling to do so. So overall, had a mixed day, had some good shorts. Shorted Riot up at a double top. Didn't hold it long enough with that end of the day dump. Tried to play an MRA bounce at the end of the day with a small stop out. Tried a Tesla bounce with a small stop out. So in the end, uneventful, just managing the swing positions that I currently have open still. And watching to see, can the NASDAQ bulls with earnings reactions at their back, can they help the S&P 500 get a bounce going? If not, essentially what I'm looking at is QQQ going to join XLV and XLF with fresh lows and have some fear return to the market as a whole, or are XLV and XLF going to bounce and try and join the QQQ bulls that are holding on a lot better? But the bears are confident in the short term, keeping their hourly downtrends, and we'll check back in tomorrow. Hope you had a good day. Do good things.
Hello, I'm the guy with the microphone, Charting Man Dan. In this section, we're going to be talking about emotional and physical well-being of stock traders. It's not just about knowing when to buy and sell if we want to be... Hello, I'm the guy with the microphone, Charting Man Dan. In this section, we're going to be talking about the physical and emotional well-being of a trader. It's not just about knowing when to buy and sell if we want to be doing this long-term for decades. I'm going to be showing you a little bit around the farm and how I stay balanced. Nancy, don't eat that. Hey! Don't eat that.